Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have Adam J. Roberts with us. Hey man, how you doing?
I am always good. You?
I'm doing pretty good at the moment. So, where are you at?
I'm at my house. So
Hmm, pretty
just got
cool.
done with the gym and it's late on a Friday. I mean, it's 6 o'clock on a Friday. So just chill a little bit before I go out and meet with some friends.
Awesome to hear. So, give our followers a bit of how we met.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was actually what do they call it? It was a Women of Achievement um, Miss America pageant. And you were there with, oh, really good guy. His name just left my head.
Andy McPhee.
Andy McPhee. There we go. Absolutely. Love Andy. So um, this is what happens to me when I'm coming off of my pre-workout. It's basically my thoughts slowly come back to me. So, but it's a good time to catch me because at the same time, I'm very, there's no filter. And yeah, you basically get it raw. And there you go. So,
Yeah, give us a brief synopsis of your journey through life.
oh, goodness. That's a deep question, bro. Dive right in. Um, Gosh, well, I mean, if we're making a really long story short, I grew up a very conservative. I grew up very had a very blessed family. Um, Making a really long story short, there, I always jokingly say that my parents messed me up because they showed me that patience, kindness, treating each other with respect and love um, was natural. Was something that they did out. They were the best examples of it. And I say they jokingly messed me up because I come into the real world not too long after, as you start to become an adult, 20 plus years old, and you start to see that, and not everybody understands those principles. You start to see that not everybody, even if they know them, know or actually choose to live by them because it actually takes effort. So I was married for about 10 years, between 20 and 30. And for the first 8 of those, they were pretty good. We'd actually set a lot of goals together. We had a really good relationship. And honestly, we got married so young that I don't think we knew what we had. And she had made a couple decisions that definitely shifted things in our relationship. And for me, set me down a pathway that would have never expected. Um, and Yeah, so it kind of shifted a lot of things in my life to kind of go, okay, you know what? Here I was married to this person. They made decisions that basically normally people don't stay married when they make those decisions. And For me, I opened up a book of personal development per se. I had to find myself. I actually had to really go, what makes me tick? And when I say that, um, it was like, what do I really want out of life? I think a lot of times we're really told that we should want certain things, or society says this is how this should be, this is how things shouldn't be, and as opposed to ever asking ourselves the questions of what do we really want, we just go along with that. And for me personally, I got to a point where I really started to ask myself the questions: do I want these things that the society tells me I should want or I should not want? And when I had questions, or when I had certain things that came up, I started to ask myself questions about, whatever it might be. And then I'd read a book. I read about 200 plus books in about 10 years, actually about 5 to 10 years. Um, and The research assignment became me. Who am I? And What makes me tick? What makes me work the way I do? Going through that, which I make light of it comparatively, but honestly, it was an extremely, how to put it. It was so hard to actually face myself and really go like, what do I want out of life? Not because I was a bad person, but because I was so used to everybody telling me what I wanted that when I actually had to sit back and go, who am I? I was like, oh crap, I don't even know. I don't even know who I am. And a lot of people, I think, as I coach and mentor a lot of people, and those people that I mentor, I think one of the biggest things that I am to them is just that person that finally asks them the questions of, they tell me they want something, And I basically ask them, okay, well, why do you actually want that? And I might be the first person that really asks them genuinely, why do they want that? And a lot of times they're like, oh, wow, this is something I don't know. They start to really ask themselves a question. And a lot of times they find out they don't want the things that they say that they want, but they just weren't asking themselves the question. And so, long story short, real very conservative, experienced some things that really challenged me to know who I was. Started working with a lot of people to actually help them learn who they are after I went through my journey there. Um, and yeah, I guess that kind of is where I'm at now. So, not to take too long to saying it, but there we go.